Hey guys, how are you doing today? I just wanted to hop on here real quick and share some, Bible prophecy update with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, so right now, there are some universities saying that, like most classes are going to be online. And I truly believe that with them going to classes online, they're doing that because it could play into basically online voting. And the reason why, and I'm talking about like for all the elections coming up, and there's already states like they're already putting online voting into place, and basically our state where we're living in right now, they're already having online voting available for people. And the thing with online voting is most of the people on the left, they want it for the fact that with online voting, you're able to, rig it a lot more easier. You can say, you can get votes and say it was for this candidate and not this candidate. And that's why, Trump has come out and, there's a lot of other people that are saying, online voting isn't a good thing and, we don't want to have that kind of stuff because it would all play into basically the one world order for the fact that, let's just say, and again, I'm not saying, Trump is a great guy or any of this kind of stuff, but the thing with Trump is he is for against all the one world government stuff. And so, and we know a lot of people on the left, they are for the one world government, and we know that if they take the power, then they're going to be the ones that push all the agenda, forward. And right now you see, pretty much all the Democratic states, they're the ones that have the, the most bans and all this kind of stuff. So we definitely don't want it to go that direction, but it looks like it's headed there. And then right now you have Texas, Florida, and California. They're all saying they're closing down again. And all this, again, plays into like all how the online voting would go for, because it's going to make people afraid to even go out and really try and go vote because they're going to be scared to go out. And right now, according to futurism.com, there is a U.S. pandemic advisor that is saying that the country needs to shut down again. And again, this all just plays because they want to keep pushing their agenda forward. And the way you push your agenda is by fear. And if you keep people in a state of mind of fear, then you can basically control that person. Because without fear, you're not going to be able to control people. And so they're just, they just keep trying to push fear upon people so they can keep having them do what they want to do. It's the same thing with mandating the mask that they're doing right now. It's all because they want to keep that fear in people. And so, as I've been saying in other videos, if you let everyone go back to work, let everyone go back to their normal life without masks, you would see life would just be normal, but they don't want to go back to that, back to, so-called normal, because they know that if people see that this virus isn't as bad as they say it is, then people won't listen to them, and then they won't have the fear that's controlling people right now, as you see. And so, going from, Texas, Florida, and California, there is also Israel. They are now starting to go on full lockdown again. And then another interesting thing with Israel right now is, of course, there's a lot of things happening over there with, the annexation and all that stuff happening over there. I mean, there's a lot. And the thing is, or if you want to know, like, where we're at with, basically, the prophetic timeline according to the Bible, you need to pay attention to Israel, because everything with the last days has everything to do, with the nation of Israel. And right now, you're getting into basically the last days when you start seeing Israel all over the news, and they're pretty much all in the news, every day right now with a bunch of different things. So definitely be keeping your eye out with that. And so another important thing is, Israeli fighter jets, they attacked a truck convoy in northwestern Damascus. And the thing with Damascus is this is also a really important place in Syria, because Isaiah 17, it predicts that Damascus will be completely destroyed. And right now we are seeing, Israel, with them attacking, with their fighter planes, we're seeing them get closer and closer to Damascus. And, it's just a matter of time before we see Damascus leveled, as the Bible predicts. And also, we've made a video about it. It's called, like, The Coming War, or A Coming War, one of those titles. You can search for in one of our videos. And to help you guys out, I'll put in the description below. But basically, Ezekiel 38 and 39, it talks about a war coming, and that is basically is with Gog and Magog. And so basically the three main players in that war are Russia, Iran, and Turkey. All of them right now are currently in Syria on the border of Israel. And so we could see Gog and Magog war happen anytime now too, because all those countries, I'll try and find it for you and put it up on the screen. But very recently, all those countries that are in that war, they said that they are going to attack Israel, but they were just waiting for like the elections, like with Trump, because they said like if he doesn't get in, they're going to go attack. And that just shows you how close we are to the Gog and Magog war, because once again, all those countries are over there, and they're already talking about attacking Israel. And the other thing the Bible talks about with them, and it says they get like those countries that come against Israel, like hooks get put in their jaws that draw them to Israel. And so the hooks, and what I believe and many others believe, is that recently a lot of things have came out saying like they have a bunch of natural resources, and they're just, their land is very wealthy and all these things. And Russia, Iran, and all them, there are reports coming out saying that their country, like their nations, are basically on the verge of collapsing if they don't go and try to take people's like territory and try to gain wealth. And that they see Israel flourishing right now, and they basically see, well, we need to go attack them, because if we don't, then our countries are going to go, they're going to plummet. And so right now we were seeing all the stage be set for that, and much more. And the other thing about, the coronavirus, they're saying it's spiking up again. This is again, this is the agenda for trying to get everyone vaccinated. And with the vaccine, the thing is, like the coronavirus vaccine, and I know if you type this stuff on Google, it says, but there's a lot of things that Google is saying false right now because they're censoring a lot of things. And recently, Instagram, they have been deleting stuff off our post that, talk about one world things, because, they're all trying to censor things right now because they don't want the public to know about anything. But the thing is, so the vaccine, the thing is, it's supposed to have a tracking system in place, and this is exactly the same kind of technology we would see happen with the mark of the beast. And see, the thing is, tribulation, before it happens, we're going to see a lot of that stuff be put in motion before it gets here, because, it's not just like, oh, all of a sudden tribulation starts. There has to be a build up to it. And right now, a lot of things that are going to be happening in tribulation, we are seeing basically the stage be set for it. And the last thing I'm going to talk about before I get off is, so in tribulation, it's when the third seal breaks, and that's when John sees a black horse with a rider, and he has like scales, and that's supposed to represent famine, like famines, like severe famines. And so right now, you can do a quick search on this on Google, and there are already like many websites coming out. There's many articles talking about how there are huge famines coming, and that could all be setting the stage up for that to come in tribulation. So I mean, all I can say, guys, is just continue to look up, because I mean, from everything that's happening, like our redemption is drawing near. And also, if you're not a believer in Jesus, if you're not accepting him as your Lord and Savior, you really need to, as you just don't want to have to deal with tribulation. There's a lot of people that say, oh, I'll just come to Jesus during tribulation. Well, here's the thing. If you are not coming to Jesus while you can now, while things are good, what makes you think that you will come to Jesus during a time that's really hard and tough, where most people will deny his name? So the thing is, you really need to accept him now, so you do not have to come, you don't have to face these things that come upon the world during tribulation. So the thing I would like to add real quick before I end this video is that even if you come to Jesus, and a lot of people will say, your life will get easier and all that, and that actually is not true. Even Jesus in the Bible, he talks about, if you accept him, your life can even, will be harder, for the fact that you now have a target on you, because Satan is coming, to attack you, because he's just trying to pull as many people as he can away from Christ. And if you start saying, no, I'm a part of Christ, he will do everything he can to pull you away. So just know, if you come to Jesus, things will be hard, but the thing is, you just have to remember that coming to Jesus, you have a peace about you when you come to him, and then you have a hope. People without Jesus have no hope, and it's the saddest thing to see as all as Christians, because when you do have Jesus, you have that hope. when you die, where you're going to go. And there's many people that just walk around, they're just hopeless and they're just down about life because they don't see a purpose. But with the Jesus, that solves everything because he gives us all the answers we need to know. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that here for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, before I go real quick, I just want to add, if you do want to know how you can be saved, I will put the ABCs of salvation down below in the description, and that will show you everything you need to do to become saved, and so that you can, live your life for Jesus, and, you can end up in heaven where he is. Alright, I'll see you in our next video. See you guys.